Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to the Sanctuary. Once again, I am playing Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn as a little bit of a trip down memory lane. Alongside me for this trip is Arya Stormborn, who is currently slamming her keyboard apart.
There was a bug. At
Okay.
least I kill my own bugs and spiders.
Fair enough. Anyway, let's go over our little stipulations for this trip down memory lane. In order to
there's rules for this shit?
Well, in terms of the playthrough, so I'm playing this under my main character, Chris Valentine, using New Game Plus, thanks to the devs on 14. Now, in order to keep it fair, I am doing this as to start off, I'm doing this as Meteor's job in the promotional art of Final Fantasy XIV. So in A Realm Reborn, I am running as Warrior. All of the instances I run will be done through duty support, with the exception of normal raids, alliance raids, and dungeons that do not support duty support. And finally, shut up.
You said duty.
I always say it and you always laugh. What are you, 4?
No.
And finally, in order to keep it as level-headed as possible, but not be too overpowered, I am using quest level appropriate gear. So whatever the quest level is, my gear has to be that level or below. Anywhoozy. With that being said, let's cut to our side to side. So, this episode is episode 24, the Rare Vintage, where we left off. Oh my god, that is a ridiculous face, and I am... There we go. So, this is the second episode where I started saying screw it and started playing on PlayStation 4 instead of on my crappy Alienware. So where we left off in this little quest line is... Whoops. Where we left off is that, oh yeah, we're still, trying to get stuff for the banquet, and of course, we need wine in order to enjoy the feast, so... So, we're here at Wineport now to consult another member of the Company of Heroes, Shamani Lomani. So we are exactly where we left off from the last episode, so let's get right down to it with the, what quest do we have? Yep, an offer you can refuse. Life can be so delightfully unpredictable. I always had a passion for wine, but it wasn't until I was forced to retire that I could pursue it as more than a mere hobby. It wouldn't have been possible if not for the savings I amassed during my time as a mercenary. Of course. Say what you will about the nature of that work. None can deny that it pays well. But you grow impatient, and Weiskayet must have his wine. Herein lies the problem. Nothing in my possession is of sufficient quality for this occasion. The best vintages in town are hoarded by Bierglaint, who owns and operates the largest winery in Vilbrand. Somehow I doubt he will be receptive to your request, but given these circumstances, we must needs beg his assistance. Alright, there's Bierglaint. What rank manager bottled this wine? The impurities have rendered it nigh undrinkable. Dismissal is too good for the man responsible. He should be made to drink every drop of this polluted swill. What is it? I'm in the middle of an important discussion. And I do not care for interruptions. That neophyte vintner bid you speak to me? Ha! Neither you nor your friend has the palate to appreciate the subtle qualities of my private stock. I would sooner serve you Gubu urine than sell you my worst vintage. Begone from my sight!
He's a charming fella.
Always has been. Shamani? I take it he said no? Really? In those words? Well, I cannot say that I'm surprised. While there is no denying his passion and skill, the wine baron of Limsa is not a man known for his tact. Very well, we shall have to take an alternate approach. Okay. What's the next quest on our docket? It won't work. Let's do it. There is a chance, however small, that another resident of Wineport can furnish us with a suitable wine. In fact, had you come several years ago, I guarantee this will not be a problem. Alas, the quality of our product has declined significantly in recent years. The only breeds cultivated these days are common lowland vines, which isn't to say that the grapes are of poor quality, only that we have known better. Long ago, the vignerons of... I cannot pronounce this word. I'm just going to pronounce it how I want. Long ago, the vignerons of Wineport crossbred several species and produced a grape-bearing vine of never-before-seen quality. Bacchus grapes were once the pride of this town, as they were used to produce vintages which surpassed all others. This includes the most aromatic, the most complex, most flavorful of all wines. Aye, the legendary Bacchus wines were born right here in Wineport. Pardon my enthusiasm. You see, I once had the privilege to sample that particular wine. It was an otherworldly experience. In that moment, I felt as though I had tasted the nectar of the gods themselves. I transcended my mortal flesh and was one with all creation. But as is too often said, the calamity changed that. The Bacchus vineyards were completely destroyed along with much of the existing stock of Bacchus wine. What little remains is closely guarded by its owners, for it can no longer be made. If we cannot convince Bierglaint to part with his wines, our next best option, as ridiculous as it sounds, is to find someone who has a bottle of Bacchus wine and to offer them every gil we can spare. I've heard rumors that one of the vignerons tending the vineyards might have once owned a bottle. Perhaps you could start by speaking with them.
This guy is way too into his wine.
Hey there, Elfang.
Hello.
I figured you'd get here.
And he wonders why I don't want to go do the carpentry quest.
Is the carpenter too into his wine too?
No, he's too into his wood.
Ah. Yeah, that's a good reason not to go do it.
Anyway, let's talk to Jungba. What? Do I have Bacchus wine? I wish. I never had the chance to try it myself. Sorry, friend, but you're a few years too late. So, oh wait, I didn't want to use Rising Phoenix. I wanted to use SDS Fenrir because we're kind of grounded.
Who grounded you from the Phoenix? That's not very nice.
Well, to be fair, I'm not using my, I'm not using flight for at least part of this. But we'll talk more about that after, later in this little trip down memory lane. Let's talk to, Durham Falurum. Bacchus wine? Bah! Don't remind me. Used to have a cellar filled with the stuff. I thought I could keep the wine safe from thieves and the elements. Never counted on a bloody primal blowing up my goddamn house.
Pretty sure nobody ever thinks of that.
Nobody ever expects the Spanish.
The Spanish Inquisition?
Yes, thank you. Shamani? No luck, hmm?
Think about this. Have you ever seen the Spanish Inquisition and a primal in the same place at the same time?
Man.
Good God, man.
Anyway. No luck, hmm? Most regrettable, but we had to try. But Bacchus wine would have been perfect for the occasion. Though, I must confess, my certitude could be due in part to my personal history with the beverage. It is, after all, the very reason I decided to become a vintner. After Titan blinded me in our battle beneath Orgumoro, I fell into a deep depression. It wasn't until I tasted Bacchus wine for the first time that I realized there was still so much I could experience, even in my condition. It helped me to find a new direction in life. It breaks my heart to think that wondrous ambrosia which once filled me with hope may be forever lost to us. So, before we move on to the next quest, which I hope is give a man a drink. I forget because I didn't see.
How much they shortened this quest yet?
What?
Have we talked about how much they shortened this quest line yet?
Oh yeah, I've been talking about it a lot. I've actually noticed a lot of change, actually it's funny you should mention that, because in the last 2 episodes I've noticed a fair amount of dialogue that has changed, that has been ported over to different quests, and some of the quests in those areas are removed. I noted it previously, so it's very noticeable in the Company of Heroes arc. And by that I mean in your preparations for fighting Titan, and Waiskayet sends you all over creation for stuff for a banquet.
Yep. I was dreading that part when I did my replay through. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be. We didn't have to kill 7 Sandrakes when we were being tested by Odd Noon. We didn't have to kill. I don't remember what we had to deal with Landonel, but we were missing. What?
Is he the Rogadin?
No, he's No, Waiskaya is the one at Costa del Sol. Shamani Lomani is the Lalafell at Wineport. Landonel is the Elazin over at Camp Tranquil. And then Uad Noon is the Noon of the U tribe in the Forgotten Springs.
Yeah, I just remember the one that we had to like do a rock breaking. Oh, never mind. That was before we.
Yeah, that's Tractum, and we still have to do that bullshit. Can't we just beat the shit out of him at this point? It's like, fuck.
No.
You're right.
But anyways, but I did want to talk about something that I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone about, and that is getting from Marauder to Warrior. And this is I'm gonna switch to the gameplay, to my main gameplay. So Ilfang, you'll definitely remember this. Do you remember having to level up a class to 15 before you could even get your job?
I even remember what some of the classes were. I remember for Paladin it was Conjurer. For White Mage,
it's funny you should mention. It's funny you should mention this, because I have the picture somewhere.
I think for Black Mage and Warrior both, it was Pugilist.
It's
For Black Mage?
I think so. I might be a little fuzzy on that one. I'm pretty sure it was Pugilist for Black Mage.
He's pronouncing it wrong to piss me off right now.
Worst part is I'm not.
It's just pugilist.
I thought it was
now
pugilist.
I'm pronouncing it the wrong way to piss you off. Pugilist.
Pugilist?
Yeah.
You can't hit me, I'm your wife.
So, are those fish then puggles or poogles?
I don't know.
Are the normal people in Harry Potter muggles or moogles?
Well, there's a distinct you there, so I'm gonna say muggles.
Yeah.
You love us.
No, one of us at least.
Well.
I had the picture here a little while ago. I'm drawing a blank as to where I put it. I'm hoping to the gods that I put it under pictures, but let me just see right quick. Did I put it under Dawn Trail? No, it's not. I know I had a grid. I had the grid that told you like what went where.
Right.
And now I'm remembering, and now I'm forgetting where exactly I put it. Or wait, maybe I saved it on. Wait a minute. Now I think I'm remembering. But give me a sec to see. Stream crap. Nope, that's not it. Ah, damn it. I know I had the... I know I had the old, The weird thing is that I remember having this freaking grid and now it's gone.
That's a shame. Somebody just doesn't want you remembering things that should be left behind. It's a conspiracy.
I never said it was a conspiracy. It's just my derpiness. It's just I derped again and didn't remember to put the,
But have you ever considered that maybe the Illuminati's behind your derpiness?
Really? You want to bring that bullshit? No, you want to bring that bullshit into this? No, this bullshit is getting clipped now because that was just the biggest piece of bullshit you have ever brought up on an episode of The Sanctuary.
That's good. Nobody will ever believe that I said it. So I got the Illuminati on my side.
It's clipped. You will. It is clipped now.
Yeah, and I'll call Illuminati. Don't worry, I'm good.
What, are we going angels and demons on this shit now?
I mean, the Illuminati are canon in Final Fantasy.
Oh, it's true.
Did you guys think I was talking about the Illuminati in the real world? Jesus, I'm hurt.
Yes, because, you know, sometimes real world does bleed over into video games.
And sometimes video games bleed over into the real world. There is
Wow.
a shadow organization of goblins that is after the world's cheese supply. Can't convince me otherwise.
I'm pretty sure that eventually I will find this photo again, but oh well.
Okay.
Not if the Illuminati has anything to do with it.
Oh my god.
Actually, it's not the Illuminati, it's the Lalafell Guild. And that actually does exist, so.
But yeah, anyways, moving back to what we're talking about, you had to actually level 2 classes, one to level 30 and the main one to level 30 and the second class to level 15 before you could actually become your job or actually unlock your job. If I remember right, for Monk, it was Pugilist and Lancer, if I recall correctly.
Pugilist would have given you the ability to even do Monk. I don't know about Lancer because I didn't actually go after Monk. But...
Yeah, I started as Monk. I know Paladin was Gladiator and Conjurer. But of course, that all went bye-bye back in, what, Stormblood, if I remember right?
I don't know when they took out the original requirements. I know that Heaven's Ward, starting then, your future classes didn't require that, but they started at 30, so...
Here we go. I found it. I found the job requirements in an old post from 11 years ago. So,
yeah, that sounds right.
For the following, Paladin was Gladiator and Conjurer. Monk was Pugilist and Lancer, so I was right. Warrior was Marauder and Gladiator.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Dragoon was Lancer and Marauder. Bard was Archer and Pugilist. You wouldn't think that Pugilist would need to be a Bard thing. Black Mage was Thaumaturge and Archer. Summoner was Arcanist and Thaumaturge Scholar was Arcanist and Conjurer. And then White Mage was Conjurer and Arcanist. So basically, if you wanted to be a scholar, you leveled.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that on White Mage. That was definitely Black Mage you had to have.
No, you had to be a Conjurer and Arcanist to do White Mage. For Black Mage, it was Thaumaturge and Archer.
I don't think that's right.
It's right.
I have vivid memories of having to get my Black Mage up to 15 for White Mage.
Nope.
Well, darn. Guess the only one I really knew was Paladin. Go figure that.
But yeah. Oh, and I found a new, even better grid to work with. Open image and new tab. And let's quickly open up our scene 3 for a minute, and we'll switch over to window capture on our other Brave browser. I'm hoping this will work a little bit. I don't think it's gonna work, so here's what I gotta do. I gotta activate another window capture. There we go. So there it is, the grid of Final Fantasy XIV jobs back in 2.0.
Oh, jeez, that is
crazy.
wait a minute. Okay, so White Mage could be Thaumaturge or Arcanist.
No, so the white line indicates the support classes for that were for that job. So in the so in turn, oh wait a minute, yeah. So the main job are the red lines indicate the main class for the job.
Yeah.
And then the white line indicate the support classes.
Yeah. And White Mage has a white line going from Arcanist and from Thaumaturge.
Yeah, because it was a support job, because Thaumaturge was a support job for White Mage because of Swift Cast.
Oh, okay, so support job means it could take skills from that job.
Yeah, because we still had the we still had the class
okay, I understand.
the cross class abilities.
Okay.
But yeah, one thing that has not withstood the test of time, and thank fuck for that. But anyway, let's get back to what we were doing, and that is playing the game. So let's continue on our quest with the next quest, which is give a man a drink. I must say, this talk of Bacchus wine has made me rather nostalgic. Indeed, there is much I miss about my life with the company of heroes. After everything the captain has done for me, I could not bear to disappoint him. Have no fear. I swear that I shall find a suitable wine for the banquet. Though I may need some time to think of a solution. In the meantime, there is a favor I would ask of you. 2 years ago, in the deepest depths of my despair, I stumbled across Vilbrand as a vagabond drunk. I suspect I was looking for a place to die because I very nearly found one not far from here. It was there that a man named Dress took me in and nursed me back to health. And it was he who gave me my first taste of Bacchus wine, which helped me to find my new calling. Though I am still a novice in the arts of winemaking, I would like him to know that I am pursuing my dream. This wine is my own original creation, and I would be most grateful if you delivered it to him in my stead. Dress sometimes works at the Raincatcher Gully dock, so perhaps Ritzskild can tell you where to find him. God damn these Rogadine names.
Meh.
Yeah, Rogan is probably the hardest one to like name a character for.
Yeah,
because they're just impossible.
No, you know something? It is only the sea wolves that have the problem. Hellsguard Rogadines have a nice basic naming structure.
Okay.
Like Yellow Moon or Curious Gorge, but the sea wolves are the ones who are the fucking who like use no vowels.
They use no vowels and then they use multiple vowels in a row.
Yeah, right?
Life swing.
Anyway. Rest. Oh, you mean the hermit? I toss him a few gil when we need an extra pair of hands. He doesn't talk much about himself, and I sure as hell don't ask. When a man's got a face with scars like that, you best leave well enough alone, I say. If you ever mind to find him, though, head southwest to the severed string. Now, there is an easy way to get there. There's our path. There's the severed string. Well, it took me a lot longer because I just didn't follow the path towards Brayflocks. Actually, speaking of Brayflocks, I don't think it was originally specified that Brayflocks was a female goblin.
Yes, it was.
I mean, no, I mean back in 2.0.
Oh, I don't know. All I know is that I just did some stuff with Brayflocks and her gear is pink.
Is it really?
It was on my TV.
I noticed the pronouns this time, but
yeah,
I never noticed them originally.
Yeah,
maybe I just didn't care, I guess.
I must have been, like, missing it. Anyway, now that Bayan is here, let us talk to Dressed. What? What do you want? Wine? I didn't ask for this. Who sent you?
Oh, is this the drunk guy in the middle of the woods in the cabin?
Yep. Can't sleep. They won't let me sleep. The midges.
Can't sleep. Clowns will eat me.
Illuminati.
The midges. The buzzing. It keeps me awake. I'm not. I never want to hurt anyone. I won't fight. I don't want to fight. Please make the buzzing stop. Make the midges go away. You're at HQ, aren't you, babe?
Yes.
Thought so. Think it's time I change the playlist in the FC house.
We gotta do that every now and again. Will's added Flow to our playlist, and I hadn't heard the song before, and really kind of awesome.
Yeah, there's another there's a smooth rock version of it as well. I keep forgetting the name of it. But it's flow and then another word.
I don't suppose the other word is Rida.
No.
Ha
Oh well.
That was just terrible.
Culture reference.
That was just terrible. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
If it
Oh,
makes you feel better, the extent of my knowledge is knowing that that's the name of something. I know nothing more about it.
Let's see. Scream, Morning, Fortress of Lies. Maybe it's in... Where is it? Ah, here we go. I think I'm... Oh, it's called Flow Together.
Okay.
I don't remember where I got the, where I got that orchestrion roll from, but then again, I was in my orchestrion log just now and looking at it, and I could have just as easily told you where to get it. Oh, it's a quest reward. There we go. Alright, we've slain the dung midges. Now let's talk to Dressed. It's not so loud anymore. Did you do that? Thank you. You helped me. Even after what my comrades and I did to your country. Okay, we've got some missing dialogue here that leads into a missing quest. So let's show scene 3. At the end of the quest, he doesn't, well, he says thank you, but he doesn't mention anything just yet. We have this one missing quest called Not My War, in which we have to collect some jungle curl skins. Wasn't much, but Dressed was facing a lot of guilt, and he was very cold. Anyway, we continue. You helped me. Even after what my comrades and I did to your country. We were on a reconnaissance mission when the Maelstrom caught us by surprise. We tried to escape, but the others... No one else survived. I didn't ask for this, damn it. I'm not even Gallian. They conquered my lands, just like they tried to conquer yours. I don't want to die in some blasted jungle halfway around the world. I just want to go home.
Do you think he went home after the war ended?
Who knows? I wish to thank Shamani for the wine. That was overly kind. Would you be willing to bear a gift back to him? Earlier okay, so pause for a minute because we have a little bit of a change in dialogue from what I have in my footage. So depending on what time of day you do this quest, it will change those first 2 words. Whether it be earlier today or last night. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, you can see it right here in the side by side. Anyway, continuing. Last night at Red Mantis Falls, I collected the sap from nearby palm trees. If placed in coconut shells and stored it for a few bells time, it makes for a fine wine, see. It should be ready by now. I left 3 shells out there. Please, take them to Shamani for me. I'm glad he's moved on with his life. I hope to one day do the same. Babe.
Yeah.
I can hear Amanda Aiken in your mic.
Fine.
Just saying. Oh, I thought I could swim in this in these rapids. That's kind of lame.
They hadn't added swimming yet.
Oh, no, but I do know a place where they have introduced swimming. And that is in, where is it again? Upper Lenosha. In between Bronze Lake and the other area of, Upper Lenosha.
Oh. Okay, I thought it was the old foot he couldn't swim in, because you should be able to swim everywhere now. I thought that was a feature.
Alright, we can go see Shamani now. Aleport, right? Right. Bayan, ignore the freaking toad. Oh, whoops, I went to Aleport, not Wineport. I'm dumb. right, let's talk to Shamani. Now, for some contrived reason, it has been cut, or part of the dialogue here has been cut, so we'll take what we can get. It has been some time, Chris. What news do you have of Drest? Ah, yes, I recall he did have some knowledge of winemaking, a simplistic but nevertheless effective method that utilizes the natural properties of palm sap. I shall have to enjoy this batch before it spoils. We are not so different, Drest and I. Two men who have long struggled not to let our scars define us. I worry that he has been alone with his thoughts for far too long. It is past time I paid him a visit. Thank you for looking after him, Chris. And now to move to the next quest. By the gods! Chris, listen! I know you're eager to wash your hands of this wine business, but I've just discovered something extraordinary about Drest palm wine. He sealed each coconut shell with a leaf which has a very distinct shape and unusual odor. I thought I was going mad at first, but now I'm certain. These are the leaves of a Bacchus grapevine! Do you know what this means? Somewhere in Raincatcher Gully, the legendary vine still grows! If we could obtain a cutting, we could revive the Bacchus wine industry! We must know where Drest found those leaves. Here, take one of them back to him and see what he remembers.
Thought it meant that Jimmy cracked corn and nobody cared.
Well, here Jimmy cracks corn and everybody cares.
I gotta say, I have jungle curls on my hunting log for some reason. I'm gonna use some skills that I'm not supposed to know yet, only because I want to be able to get done with this quickly.
Somebody's cheating.
Well, I'm not cheating on the main story part. I'm just cheating on my hunting log.
I'm gonna tell Mama Yoshi. You have your clip count yet?
What?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
Oh. Alright, we're back to speak with Drest. Oh. Hello again. What is it? It's just a leaf, isn't it? I only chose it because it was pretty. Didn't know it was rare. I found them near the Juggernaut to the south, but I didn't see any grapevines. I saw fresh gubu tracks, though. Maybe the leaves came from vines growing on the back of one such beast. If you go looking for it, please be careful. Some gubus are more territorial than others, and you may have to defend yourself. Don't you know who I am? I'm a juggernaut in and of myself. I gotta say,
He's a legend in his own mind.
Exactly. I will say, though, I lucked out yesterday in Brayflox's long stop in scoring most of a visible set of cavalry armor.
Yeah, that's always annoying to do. I hate farming low-level dungeons for gear.
Well, I only ran it once and I got the cuirass, the gauntlets, the trousers, and the sabatons.
I am jealous of your drop rate.
Gotta say it was a good day.
It was just a dream.
Oh yeah, I gotta go to Wineport now. It's a good thing my load times on PC are better than on PS4. Anyway, Shamani? What did Dress have to say, Chris? Tell me everything! I was right! This smell, this texture! I hold in my hands a Bacchus grapevine cutting! Come now, enough of this nonsense! I've heard talk of your discovery, and I refuse to believe that a common adventurer and a novice vintner could...
You were saying?
12 is my witness. It is a Bacchus grapevine. Wherever did you find this fantastic specimen? What? You would offer this to me? But why? There is none better positioned to reconstruct the Bacchus vineyards than you, Master Beerglant. You have the resources, the knowledge, and the passion to do so. It would be selfish of me to keep this cutting. I never knew you cared so deeply about your craft. Thank you, good sir. I will not squander this gift. In just a few years' time, I swear that every tavern across Eorzea will once again be clamoring for a cask of Wineport's legendary Bacchus wine. Sir, you needn't... Wait! The shape of this bottle. The scent of this label. This couldn't possibly be... a 1547 Bacchus? But that's impossible! This vintage has not been seen since years before the calamity! It was the crown jewel of my personal collection. For years I debated opening it, wondering if today or tomorrow would be the ideal time. But now I realize that it was never meant for me. It should be savored by the saviors of Wineport, I say. He has made us an offer we cannot refuse. Master Gegeruju will find no finer wine. You have forever changed Wineport, Chris. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. But do not permit me to delay you any longer. Pray, deliver the wine to Captain Rayskayet. Well, yes, I would very much like to drink it. But I am a patient man. I have faith that one day I shall have another opportunity to taste perfection. All right, back to Costa del Sol. And I gotta say, it is so good to be doing this on such a wonderful day with such a clear sky to do it with. All right.
From Costa del Sol's rainy.
Your prolonged absence was beginning to concern me. So, what of the wine I asked you to bring? Is that 7 hells of 1547 Bacchus? Even I know how rare that is. I have to admit, I didn't think you had it in you. But congratulations, Chris. Thanks to you, this will be the most luxurious feast Costa del Sol has seen in years. Considering the lengths you went to, I hope our guests appreciate it. Speaking of which, your associate arrived a short while ago. Oh, wait. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we skipped a little bit. There's a dialogue change, I think.
At this point, not surprising.
No.
I'm looking at the... Yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, it's, yeah, they changed it a little bit. Speaking of which, your associate arrived a short while ago. She appears to be growing somewhat impatient. Perhaps you could tell her that the banquet is about to begin. Alright, let's talk to Y'shtola. You have the look of a man who's been to the seventh hell and back. That a guest should be expected to supply the victuals for a banquet held in his own honor. And this while the shadow of Titan looms over us all. It beggars belief. I can only applaud your stoicism. Had I been asked to endure such ignominy, I fear I should have accepted my lot with less grace.
And that's why you're not a main character, Y'shtola. Sorry, not the...
Oh, hi.
That was harsh. Anyway. Lady Y'shtola! Sir Valentine!
I only say because she could crush me.
1,000 pardons for this extreme discourtesy! I was wholly unaware of your true identity, sir. Had I known, I would never have permitted my man to subject you to such unspeakable ordeals. Come now, he must have sensed something was amiss. You didn't seriously think I would send you running the length and breadth of Eorzea for a banquet, did you?
When I first did this quest, yes, I did.
Spare him your mockery, Captain. Your intent was unclear to me until this moment, and unlike me, Chris has no knowledge of your traditions. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten him. Aye. Fair's fair. There's no sense in hiding it any longer. We 5 were chosen by our brothers and sisters, and before the company of heroes disbanded, we each swore a solemn oath that any who would follow in our footsteps must be weighed and measured, not by their reputation, but by their deeds. Each man would judge these would-be god-slayers by his own criteria. If even one found him wanting, he would be rejected without a second thought. But if he proved himself worthy, we swore that we would do our utmost to support his cause. The world has ever been full of brave souls eager to give their lives for a righteous cause, but all too few capable of making a difference with their sacrifice. To send wave after wave of hapless adventurers into the jaws of a foe against whom they have no hope of victory is worse than futile. Titan is not one to be challenged lightly, and we will not be complicit in the deaths of the unworthy. Which is why the 5 of you deigned to test Chris with such commendable thoroughness. Time well spent, I am sure. But tell us, Captain, what is the assessment of you and your fellows? He is a brave one, that much is certain. He willingly walked into the midst of danger despite my repeated warnings that it could cost him his life. His skill is undeniable. He stalked his prey as relentlessly as any child of the sands, and struck with precision when an opportunity presented itself. Too many adventurers these days care only for fortune and glory. Chris, however, is a kind and generous soul. I am certain he has no shortage of loyal allies who will gladly fight at his side.
Wily Uplander is talentful plan maker. Tricksy foe for mighty Rockman.
I can only concur with my colleagues' assessments. We 5 of the company of heroes hereby judge you a worthy challenger. Cast down the Lord of Crags, Chris Valentine, and write a new chapter in the history of Eorzea. With the formalities out of the way, let the festivities begin. Summon the dancers, pour the wine. Eat, drink, and be merry, my friends. For today we celebrate the birth of a new legend, Chris Valentine, Titan's Bane. And now to have some fun. All right. First, we gotta speak with the bronze skin beauty.
Congratulations, sweetling.
Oh,
Now relax and enjoy the show. It's only just begun.
that's true. I am rather pale in comparison.
What's that?
I started to say, "Oh, you mean me?" And then I said, "Well, yeah, it's true. I am rather pale in comparison."
Tasting the exotic feast triggers a divine revelation. In that brief, transcendent moment, you glimpse the true form of reality, comprehend its fleeting nature, and cry out to the heavens in celebration. So dorky. Alright, let's speak with Shamani. When you face the Lord of Crags, think not of Limsa Lominsa, Eorzea, or anything beyond his chamber. Think only of the men and women by your side. Fight for them, and they will fight for you. Remember that no great victory was ever achieved alone. Oh, whoops. Brayflox?
Goodly Uplander must be facing mighty rockmen with clever fighty think. Gobbyflock cannot be coming to rescue this time.
Landonel?
I'll kill you, Brayflox.
Your Elizan friend is quite the dashing... Oh, whoops. Wrong person to talk to. Ah, Chris, you brave fool. Promise me that when you meet Titan, you'll look him in the eye and tell him Landonel sends his regards. Uad? You are a veteran of countless battles, Chris. But there is one more. But this is but one more. Trust in your experience, and you will prevail. Why, Scat? You are blessed with a fortitude to rival the Earth itself. Titan will struggle to break you, I think. Alright, Yashola?
You are kind to indulge them, Chris. This banquet is as much for the company as it is for you, whatever they may claim. I do not deny that they mean well, but now is scarcely the time for celebration. Though they have all but pronounced you the victor, the battle with Titan has yet to begin. The hour has come for the good captain to make good on his promise. We must speak with him again.
Alright. Ice Cat. You must be eager to face Titan. As promised, we will show you the way. Travel to Bronze Lake in Upper Lenosha. There you will meet with Riol, another man who once served with the company. To ensure that his knowledge does not fall into the wrong hands, you will remain in hiding until you have given the correct signal. Give me your map. You must whistle loudly at the 3 locations I mark. Only then will he appear to meet you at this fourth location. I realize this may seem excessive now, but you will see that it is more than reasonable once you comprehend the risks inherent in our method. Alright, how do I travel to Upper Lenoche again? Alright, I teleport to Wineport to start off. And this is how I did it last time too. So I have to save some time. All right, let's fast forward so we're not having past Kruznik lagging behind. I gotta say, the visuals look so much better now, but still.
Yeah, crazy to think that all of that's just hardware upgrades.
Yeah.
Nothing on their side.
Well, I think they've had a few graphical updates in the time.
I thought they said that this was their first graphical update ever. I'm pretty sure that's at least how they're advertising it. That 7.0 will be the first time they've done a graphical update.
I'll have to check the I'll have to check. Maybe it's just because we're on DirectX 11 now, but Bronze Lake used to be another one of my favorite A Realm Reborn locations to just kind of slack off at. And last but not least, all right, going up. And there's Riol. Greetings, mate. Might you be the one the captain said would come calling? Aye, I thought so. Pay attention now, because I ain't explaining myself twice. And I think we did call it a break for this one because Lord of Crags was next. So, with that being said, we are going to take a quick break to kind of switch over videos and make sure that everything's on the up and up. Plus, I need some water and maybe give these guys a bio. So, we will be back with more in just a moment.